Manchester Cathedral, you're bringing me down. You stood and you watched as my baby left town.
Alright, the very first delivery tonight was go to this guy's house and it's full of schnauzers. Dogs are like annoying enough. These things would not shut up. It literally sounded like there were hundreds of them. In reality, there was probably... Well, I saw one in the backyard too, so they were apparently... They were all over the place, but I don't know. There's probably in reality 3 or 4, maybe. Could have been 2. It sounded like hundreds. And I was just like, why would anybody voluntarily put themselves through that? I mean, he was like in a robe and he had incense. I could smell like some Nag Champa going. So like part of him is into the whole Zen, like relaxation. And then he surrounds himself with chaos. Barking fucking schnauzers. It's counterproductive and it doesn't make any sense. And I don't know why people do, why they think they have to surround themselves with barky dogs. It just doesn't make sense. Today's drink is Mountain Dew. A little bit more about me. I am, let's see, I'm ambidextrous, and my favorite drink is Sprite. And my favorite band is a tie between the Beatles and Nirvana. And we're going out to a delivery way out of town. It's the street name is spelled Knief. So when I first saw that, sorry, I just killed a mosquito. Hold on. When I first saw that, I saw it as Neef, because it's spelled like knife, except the letters are scrambled, so it made sense that it would be Neef. It's not Neef, it's Knief, which makes no sense. Knief. It's like knife, but Knief. So that's one of those things where they tell you if you're like an outsider, you're not a local, if you say Neef. They even, like, one time I said, I said something about I had to go to Neef, or I went to Neef, or whatever. And they looked at each other like, he said Neef. Like I was a retard. So every time I would say Neef, they would all point and snicker. Like, look at the new guy. Just know how to say Knief. Another thing I've noticed around here is they haven't gotten the memo as far as cigarettes. A very, very high percentage of people here still smoke, and it's like smoking. It's like 1970s smoking. Like they smoke with kids in the car and the windows rolled up. Like it's not even like 90s or 2000s smoking, where people like have modified it a little bit. They just go full on, windows rolled up, kids in the back seat. You can't even see like out the other side of the car. It's so smoky. Or they'll do the little thing where they just barely crack their window, which I don't get. It's still like you can't see inside the car, but they've got their window cracked, making all the difference in the world apparently. And it's not even a health thing. I don't care if people smoke and die. I really don't. They can all get cancer. It doesn't really faze me one way or another. It's the stink. I avoid stink. And that is a smell that just, to me, it's avoidable. So I don't know why anybody would want to smell like that. Their hair and their clothes. Just walk around stinking, which is a bizarre concept to me. Well, Mr. Knief Road just tipped me about $6, so call it what you want. I like that road. So there's 2 ways they pay you when you deliver pizza. It's either cash or credit card. The credit card is really easy because you just give them a thing and they sign it, and then they can either put the tip on the tip line or they can hand you some cash. And that's fantastic if they do it that way. The only downside to putting the tip on the card is it's tracked. At the end of the night, they run a little report, and it shows you how much of your tips were given to you off a credit card. So you can't hide from those. There's a record of it. Everything else is the honor system. So you're supposed to type in manually on the computer like your tips total. It's like the honor system. So it'll say like credit card tips like $8, and then it'll say like total tips, and then you're supposed to type in like $65 or something like that. Yeah, it's not happening. Sorry. So it's a double-edged sword. It's so much easier to do the credit card thing because you just go up on the front door and they just sign it. There's no math involved. You just like give them their stuff and you leave. When it comes to cash, you got to do the math thing, and then sometimes it gets weird because they want like a certain amount back, or they tell you to stop in the middle of while you're counting and just like, oh, keep the rest. And it's usually when you've got like 50 cents left to count out, and they're like, oh, just keep the change. You're like, you give them the bills, but they tell you to keep the change part. It's like, thanks. 2.2 miles. Okay, that was the house was like nice from the outside, but it was like I was telling you doing this, man, the smells. It was just rank with cat pee. It was like ammonia. And I think there's a point where the people that live there don't smell it anymore. But she opens the door and it's just like pow, right in the eyes. Hit me with a Lincoln, which is awesome. But I just don't understand why people want to live in cat pee and poop and hair and noise. I don't think enough people relish quiet like I do. I think I try and surround myself in just an absolutely silent environment when I'm not at work. When I go home, it's like I don't watch TV. I wear headphones like all the time, and it's not like I'm always listening to music. I wear them to cancel out just background noise, because I don't want to hear people noise and TV noise and that kind of garbage. It's just, to me, it's just a distraction to what's really going on. And there's a lot more interesting things that go on inside your head if you stop and listen to it than any television show can program into you. You should give it a try. Just spend one day where your goal is just silence. Just silence. And you can just listen to your thoughts and think of things that you probably haven't thought of in a long time. And you'll probably start seeing and realizing things that you didn't know before, because those things are being blocked out by external noise. Just a thought. One day, it can't hurt. Give it a try. Did I mention a Lincoln? So that's like my third delivery tonight. I just started working, and it's number 3. I'm averaging, I think that was a 5. One before that, I got a $6 tip, and then I think like about a 5 before that. So I've got like $16 in 3 deliveries, somewhere in there. It's pretty sweet. These people love me here. I don't know, when I leave, they're gonna feel a disturbance in the force. They might not know exactly what happened, but their pizza eating experience is gonna decline, and they're gonna feel it. They're just not gonna know why, but it's gonna be because I'm no longer around. I have a delivery out at this. I've reached the point now where it's kind of sad. I look at just the address on the tickets, and I know where I'm going. And I remember when I first started working here, I was like looking at these hay seats thinking, I cannot believe they know like where all these roads are out in the country. And I've reached that point. Not like they can, because they were raised here, but I don't rely on Phyllis like I used to, and I know she's not happy with that. She likes to feel really needed. F you light. Yeah, that's a full-on red light run there. But so now I just look at the thing and I know where I'm going. I've only used my GPS, I think, once today, and this is my 5th delivery. And I didn't actually need to do that one. It's just that it was on a weird street, and it just would have taken a little bit longer. And I'm all about to get there and get my money and head back. But this one I'm going to now, this is a mobile home court. It's not known as a great tipping place, but it's not. You don't usually get stiffed here. But it's out here a ways. It's out past where I live. So we'll be back in a minute. So in my video from last night, those sliders that I was driving around munching on, that was the last night we were doing those, and I didn't know that. We don't make them anymore, and they're gone. So the ones I have in my refrigerator at home are technically like the last remaining sliders in town, which is sad because they're really good and I really liked them. They will be missed. What in the hell is this? Oh good, there's another one. In the summertime there's these things that drive out in the cornfields and they're like detasselers or some crazy thing like that. I don't know what they do. But they're super tall and like you can drive a car like underneath them. They look really bizarre. All right, so here's the mobile home park I was talking about, and they come with a number. I have never figured out. I think I get lucky every now and again, and I just pull in at the right spot in the right number area. You sort of have to pull in and hope that, like I'm looking for 38, and this is 36. 35, 36, 37, so 38 is probably all the way at the end down here on the left. So I chose the correct road. Sometimes you don't, and you get, at night, or if it's snowing or the weather's really bad, you can drive through this trailer park for a long time before you find what you're looking for. But I think it's this white one right here on the corner. I've been here before. So this isn't a high volume Saturday night. I think this is my 6th delivery. The tips are okay, but I'm just not getting the volume of deliveries I need for it to pay out. And tomorrow, I come in weird. I come in like at 3:45 because we open at 4, because apparently it's like Easter or something. I don't foresee Easter being a real... It just doesn't seem like a day that most people are going to order pizza. Easter dinners, I don't think most people see as, pepperoni lovers. To me, that's not something that they're gonna jump on, is pizza delivery. So tomorrow might totally suck too, which means I had a great Friday night, but so far Saturday tonight isn't. I just don't have enough deliveries. And tomorrow, I'm gonna have. Probably very few due to Easter, and then Monday morning I work. That's just garbage time. It's just dishes and stuff. So that's where I get my tattoos done. And right up here is where apparently police pull people over. And it takes 2 cars to pull over whoever this is, because obviously in a town like this you can't be too safe. There'll probably be more cops here shortly. Okay, we're back to these apartments again. I was here a few days Monday. I was actually incorrect when I said there were 3 buildings here. There's actually 5. And the last time I was here is when I delivered pizza to that very, very sad girl. She was very old. So back in here again. These are just frustrating, because each of these buildings is like a different letter. Well, actually, the one in the back is 2 sections, and each of the 2 side sections are their own, for a total of 6 sections based on the letter on the door. So you kind of have to go up to the door to find the letter, and then once you find the right letter, you got to go inside and find the number. It's real fun. A stunner, but I turned on the radio. It's been off for a long time, and it's Boston. I know, it's hard to believe, but they're actually playing some Billy Squier, which is refreshing. Cover of a magazine. It's just fun music. That's all it is. Just fun. I'm gonna go with this being my last delivery of the night. I'm not closing tonight, and this is like number 12, which I'm not super impressed with. I would like to have had it been higher than that, but I think we're gonna look at 12 as my final tally tonight for deliveries. But oh well. You have good nights and bad nights. Okay, that was another delivery to. It was the American Legion. It was basically a bar. I actually like delivering to bars because they really tip well, because they're usually half tatered. They were definitely feeling no pain in there, and they invited me to sit down and have a drink with them, but I don't drink. So instead I got this sweet Lincoln, probably out of guilt, like, oh, the poor guy doesn't drink. Well, shit, let's give him like $5. So that was cool. Especially since it's like my last delivery of the night. And I only had 12 deliveries, but I would say probably half, 1, 2, 3, at least 5 or 6 of those 12 have been $5 or more on the tip. So not a lot of tips, but higher than average numbers on the tips because people here love me. They even want to buy me drinks, and I don't drink. So just imagine if like I was completely decadent, I could own this town. But I'm a good boy, so I stay out of trouble. On that note, I was going to mention, have you ever, I don't know, maybe you haven't noticed because if you drink, you probably wouldn't, but non-drinkers, whenever drinkers find out that you don't drink, the immediate response is that they don't trust you. I've never quite grasped the concept of, oh, you don't drink, I don't trust you. But that is a true story. Okay, we had, like I said, low delivery numbers, but I got actually good tips for the most part, higher than average, I would say. So it kind of equaled out a little. Ended up with, I believe it was 12 deliveries, $52 cash plus all the change. The change, I put all my change in a gallon milk jug, and then when it fills up, there's a bank right up here on the left here that you can take change in for free, and they dump it in this machine. They don't charge you anything. They just give you the money, and you don't have to be a member. Anybody can carry change in there. And I went in there a couple 2-3 months ago with my milk gallon jug of change, and they actually have to cut the top off because they can't get all the change out. So I sacrificed the milk jug, and they dumped it in the machine, and I think it was $403 in change, and I'm like half full again on my new milk jug. So I'm thinking that by the time I leave here, it'll be time to dump the change again, get another 4 bills, drop it in the bank on the way out of town like a boss. So that's right about $130 for 2 nights of pizza delivery in a small town. So I think that's pretty good. I don't work like 8-hour days. I work anywhere between usually 4 and 6 hours. So not including my hourly rate, just in tips, 130 plus in 2 nights of work. I mean, I'm not stripping, so you're not going to get mega bucks, but for taking people pizza, that's pretty good money. It adds up. I mean, yeah, I'm not making titty tips, but it's not bad.
Winchester Cathedral, you're bringing me down. You